Hey everyone, what is going on? It's Colin C back from the Crypto Boys, and do I have a great video for you today. Today we're talking exchanges, we're talking liquidity, we're talking why are so many people losing their goddamn money. I'm here to answer all those questions, and I do want to go over right away. I want to tell you that this is not going to be the one for some legalized jargon. It's not going to be something that's crazy over your head. I'm going to explain what is going on with these exchanges, why they're having so much troubles, why they're having so many liquidity issues in terms you will understand, things you will understand as a novice getting into the crypto space. It's something we always try to do here at the Crypto Boys, is that we're not going to read you any articles. We're not going to go through them line by line and spoon feed them. We're going to give you our thoughts on them. We're going to break them down so you can understand them just like we want to. So if you guys get any value out of this video, it'd be awesome if you guys would smash that like button for us. It really does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you guys would hit the notification bell and maybe even subscribe to the channel. If we haven't earned your subscription yet, that's completely fine. Keep coming back, checking us out. We will earn it eventually. Let's get into the video. We all know things have been going wild in the crypto space. You got Terra crashing. You've got Celsius having major issues. Now we've got Voyager having big time issues. All the time exchanges and brokers and all of these apps are having issues. And that's how we pretty much all get our crypto. So what's going on? Why are so many people losing their money? Why are so many people losing their crypto? I'm going to make it concise and we're going to get into it right now. The first thing I want to go over is you should feel safe about keeping your money on exchange. I keep most of my money on an exchange or a broker. I keep most of it on Voyager, and all this stuff has been going out with Voyager, so I'm going to try to make that as concise as possible. But you should feel safe doing that, right? It'd be like keeping your money in the bank and you having to wonder, oh crap, is my money going to be gone tomorrow if this bank goes under? No, because it's regulated and it's backed by the FDIC. You have ways of always getting your money back. They tell you it right away. You almost have 0% worry of getting your money back nowadays in a bank. Not so much with cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is completely different. And here are the things and why you need to look out for them. Number one is getting your money onto an exchange. Why people always say, well, did you keep it on an exchange? You get it off an exchange? Because what's happening a lot of times is that people don't realize the difference between a hot wallet and a cold wallet. In very, very simple terms, a hot wallet is one that's connected to the internet. Many hackers and things can get into it. A cold storage wallet completely off the internet and you own all your private keys. It is almost impossible to get it, and you have to have a physical device to be able to even get the money out of it. And if you don't have a million passcodes and a bunch of other words and letters and numbers to get it, your cold storage wallet with all your cryptocurrency on it is pretty much safe. So we all know what happened with Terra. I'm not even going to go back through that. You can watch, just type in Terra in YouTube and you're going to see 10,000 videos. Let's go on to a little bit of Celsius and Voyager. What happens are these lending platforms. So if you go on Celsius and let's say you want to buy a house and you want to buy that house and they're going to give you some cash or give you some money to buy that house. Great, cool. You have to put up 2 for 1 crypto. So if the house is $1,000, you've got to put up $2,000 in cryptocurrency to be able to use for collateral. If it goes down, a certain amount for a certain amount of days, you could get liquidated, which means you have to put more money in. They're going to take your crypto, sell it, pay off the loan, and they're going to keep the rest. Or they will give you back some depending on how much you have in there, granted, and how much you've already paid off. But here's where things get a little spicy, is that these lending platforms, typically they give out your crypto that other people are lending them. So if they keep their money or their crypto on an exchange, in return, they're going to give you some sort of interest or yield on your exchange. So you may earn some ADA, whatever, just by keeping your money on an exchange. Like I've already earned like $180 in Bitcoin, and I really haven't kept any Bitcoin on Voyager because I kept getting it for keeping my money on the exchange. The problem is when big companies and big time people start getting liquidated and they need their money, they go to pull it off of Voyager. Voyager doesn't have the liquidity because they've already lent it out to then replace the money that they've already lent out. So now they don't have enough money here. They don't want to reach into their reserves to get it. And now they've got to take out another loan to already fulfill the loan that they've already given out. So they're already kind of in the hole double time because of many different reasons that we're going to get into. So like in Voyager's instance, how they got in trouble was basically they gave out a ton of money to Three Arrows Capital. And they're thinking, oh, this is the bull run. This is great. We have so much money. It's stupid right now. I am literally swimming in it. However, they're like Three Arrows Capital. They're never going out of business. So they probably didn't require them to put up the 2-for-1 collateral that they had on this huge loan in crypto. And once they got liquidated, they could not pay it all back. And that money's already gone. So Voyager's not going to get it back. And it was like something like $655 million given out. And it was over 50% of what they've already lent out, whole stratosphere of cryptocurrency. So when something happens like that, now they're rushing around to try to get loans and get lent money from via FTX to try to be able to keep things going in the correct order. They still have money. And no, I don't think Voyager's going to go out and they're going to be, all your money's going to be gone because people have been rushing out of it. I'm actually still keeping it on Voyager and keeping most of my money in that exchange because I think it's the easiest one to use and they will figure it out. However, it is a very scary and not good moment when you see these lending platforms getting caught up by this rush of business and it not happening. A good example would be, think about your hometown, right? Here's what I want you to think is that like what, you know what? I'll give one here. Just up the road here, when I was a high school senior, we had a Sonic going. Everybody, a Sonic in the north. Oh my gosh, we used to have to go south to get Sonic, right? Everybody wants it. The line was so long, it was probably an hour and a half to get your burger, shake, whatever you wanted in the Sonic line, right? The very first, 1 to 3 months in business, Sonic was the busiest place on the planet. Was the busiest place in Iowa at that point in time. Months 3 to 6, things started to cool off. Months 9 to 12, well, it's not a great location and it's kind of expensive. In months 12 to 24, no one went. They closed after 22 months of being open here. That is very similar to what happens to all these exchanges, and aka Voyager, kind of a broker, not really an exchange per se, but we're not here for that, is that they got in during this bull run that everything was shooting up. Everything looked great. It can't go down past this. There's no way Bitcoin's ever going under 30K. It's at 60K. It's fighting with 55K, whatever it is. As that starts dipping down, they start lending and lending and lending too much. They get liquidated. They don't have the cash to make up. And that is kind of the idea of what's happening and the problem with keeping your money on exchanges. So there are really 4 main reasons that I've come up with why it's kind of troublesome to keep your money on exchanges. Number 1 are these lending platforms, Celsius, BlockFi, things like that use your crypto 2-for-1 and then they don't have it when they have to get margin called. So then they go back to the exchanges to get their money. Well, now the exchanges don't have it either. So those loans start to go unpaid. The exchanges don't have the money. And that's what can create this circle of, oh my gosh, we may go out because we don't have any money or reserves left. The second reason of why it's kind of risky to keep it on is that these exchanges are simply lending out money because they're getting a very high interest rate on the money they lend out, such as the Three Arrows Capital example. They're charging a huge premium on interest rate. The problem is Three Arrows Capital now loses all their money. Voyager isn't going to get theirs back because it's already gone. So now their reserves are gone and everything starts to go to hell from there. So that's really the second reason of why you may get your money taken, because if Voyager goes down far enough where they can't even repay you, your money could go with that. The third reason, and I don't think this reason's talked about enough, is the regulatory issues, is that they are acting as their own bank. The banks here in the United States are backed by FDIC, some SEC regulations, all these regulations and things you have to go through, all the paperwork you have to sign, all that stuff. Cryptocurrency companies, exchanges, brokerages, they don't currently have to go through that. They don't know how to regulate them. They don't know how to make it work, which is the wild, wild west, but it also can be bad. It can be good because it's a little bit decentralized, but is it also really all that decentralized? Is that now, here's what I want you to think, is that regulation means protection for you. That's why we have to have it, is that if we're not protecting the people that it means the most to, how in the hell are we ever going to get further in the cryptocurrency market? Is everybody just going to keep losing their money? Because eventually, if that keeps happening, all retail and all people are going to be out of it. We're never going to see these bull runs again if people just keep losing all of their money. So regulation is going to equal protection, and that's what currently bank systems have. But for right now, there is no bank, or there is no FDIC, or there is no huge cash reserve that's big enough to save these cryptocurrency companies. So that's why you see things like FTX going in and saving BlockFi and saving, Voyager, and doing all these things to try to keep it and almost act as that central bank. I've already given this example too, but it does help to at least just put it in simple terms. The fourth reason is the bull versus the bear market, is that these new companies come in, they realize everything's going up. Maybe they started at the end of the last bear market and they're just kind of chilling and building and they still have capital and they're not huge or they're not getting too big for their britches, aka like that restaurant did beforehand, and they realize that, oh my gosh, this liquidation, you're losing over 80-90% of your crypto in these crashes or in these bear market times, and they've just overextended, over leveraged themselves to where now they can't make it back up and eventually makes them go under, including your money as well. A couple other things that I do want to go over is that if you keep your money on the exchange, is that you're looking at it is online at all times. So it's much easier and more susceptible to hacks. The second reason is going to be all of those liquidity issues we already talked about. The third reason is that it's more centralized. They hold your keys because they're keeping it in their wallet on their exchange. So hacks and all those things, and them being able to press a button and now you can't withdraw. Just like Celsius did. One button pressed, can't withdraw. Just like Solana has. Just like other people have in the past, to where now you can't withdraw your funds. You can't even get your money out. And you have no idea if you're ever going to be able to, because they may just keep it and they're going to float into the wind. It's kind of like the Terra Luna thing, is that's why it can be scary. So here's what you do. Keep your money on cold storage wallets. Is that you simply get yourself a little Nano Ledger X, that's what I use, and you just keep most of your crypto on there. The problem with that is it safe almost 100% of the time? Yeah, they would have to come literally steal your passcode and all these other things, and it's not even online. But the problem with that is you have to get it off of that. You have to then get it onto an exchange. You then have to get it into either USDT or USDC or USD, whatever, if it's regular dollars, to then go buy your crypto and hit the dip. So you may be a little bit later to the party. Like if you wanted to get the bottom of a price, you may not be able to do that because you've got to get it off your cold storage onto your exchange, which could take even more days, and then onto a currency to then be able to buy the one you want. So it's not as easy as just keeping it on exchange and pressing a button, but it is the safest way to do it. So get your prices, hold it, and understand things are going to go well when you buy a good price, a great project that you believe in. Get it on those cold storage wallets and keep it rolling. Now, I do think, and I'm going to go over this, I do think it is important to be able to keep some of your money on exchanges so you can buy those one-off dips and you can have it ready to go. Now, most of the time, you're going to be okay. I would say the majority of the time, you're going to be okay. However, these things do and can and will happen. So you've got to be okay with buying a price, keeping only what you're willing to somewhat lose, or at least somewhat be a little bit more watchful eye with on the exchanges, and then go ahead and go get it onto your cold storage wallet. That is the simplest way how to understand of what's going on with exchanges, where you need to keep your money, and why issues keep happening. Because we can't have an FTX keep acting as a central bank. That's already making things more centralized than we in the crypto space have ever wanted it to make. Is that you're going to see issues like this continue down the road when you see bull runs like this and people start and everything's going great, you're worth billions and billions, and then as soon as the bear market hit, now you're worth millions and millions, and people want their money and you can't even exchange it because you don't have any money because you already lent it out, and no one's selling anything because they can't get liquidated because they're under. So it creates a domino effect of things that really are screwed up, and the last domino to go over, you know what it is? It's you. It's your money, it's your portfolio, and it's your wallet. Because all of these people, I'm telling you this right now, and I love the crypto space, and the crypto boys will be here and have your back through the roughest times and the best times. And we've only had rough times because we started in the bear market, literally the day of the bear market. But we will always have your back because we are those people. So we understand that they don't care about us. They don't care about the money we're making. They only care about, they need to get rid of theirs. That's why you see all these people, as soon as it goes under, selling a bunch of stuff off because they're running away with 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars, and poof, they're in the wind. You're never going to see them again. And honestly, the sad part is that used to be our money. So that is what I'm trying to get through to you guys, is that you've got to be careful in the crypto space. You have to do your own research. Don't get in it unless you talk to people you truly trust. Maybe watch the Crypto Boys. Maybe watch a few other great channels. We have a bunch of channels that we like to do, and we actually put out our top 5 YouTube channels. So we'll put those down below too, where you guys can look at their channels. And we do suggest just getting all your information before you invest. Don't invest anything you can't afford to lose. We always suggest that. Not that any of this is financial advice anyways, but that's what we do here at the Crypto Boys. All right, guys, if you guys got anything out of this video, I really really would appreciate it if you guys would hit that like button for us and subscribe to the channel. The Crypto Boys are coming out with new stuff all the time, podcasts, all this stuff's coming our way, and we only have great things coming. So we appreciate you guys rocking with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube, and we're out.